So, if you could go out to dinner with one person from musical history, from Mozart all the way up to, today, who would it be and why?
Wow.
It's a big question, I know.
Well, I'm going to, this gets boring for me to say always the same thing, but I'll have to say that it would be Madonna.
Really?
Yeah, well, every so often I'm asked who I would like to collaborate with or remix or whatever, and I mean that's her. But she's a huge person in the music history. Last 30 years now or something like that, more than 30 years.
Do you have any musical guilty pleasures? Songs you listen to when no one else is around.
Well, you will find me listening to my own stuff 24/7, but that goes with my job. That's trying to figure out what's wrong with it, what's good with it, and stuff like that.
Right.
But I mean, there's been a couple of embarrassing situations where I'm at the traffic light and somebody looks at me and I know you're playing Feel the Beat right now, and I'm like, It doesn't happen elsewhere really because people don't recognize my face, but in Finland, it's all the coolest thing. But I used to love the 80s hair metal or whatever you want to call that, Bon Jovi, Motley Crue and stuff like that. I don't think that's a pleasure. I just loved it. I also used to like a lot of the early Green Day and Offspring and that kind of punk stuff. I used to skateboard with my buddies. And,
for sure.
But again, I don't know. I mean, please don't ever catch me dancing to Macarena.
Yeah, no Katy Perry on the playlist for you?
No, not really. But Taylor Swift, her I love.
Yeah, so you're a Swiftie?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you were on a desert island, your plane crashed or your boat sank or something, and you had a choice of 2 songs to listen to for the rest of your life, what would they be?
First one would be Chicane Saltwater.
Okay.
Just because I loved the track before I met my wife. Turned out she loves the track as well, and we listened to that together when we first started hanging out.
Oh, that's
nice. It is a beautiful, beautiful track, and at the same time, it's really banging when you play it at a club, big theaters. A second one, that's a tough one then, because I could pick any. I think I should pick. Actually, this is an easy one. Itsy Bitsy Spider, both in Finnish and in English.
And why is that?
Because when it's my turn to put my son to bed, that's what I sing to him.
That's a good one. Do you have any, moment with a fan or an encounter with a fan, either funny or weird, that sticks out in your memory the most?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to think of a funny one because I'll tell you the very, very big one. I played in Orlando at a club a couple of years ago, and a guy came to me with tears in his eyes and hugged me and said that when they were doing their long hours in the military somewhere and coming home from long tours in their Humvees, and they would just blast my music to be awake.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the crazy, sad part, but then one of their buddies died.
Right.
One of those trips, and they played Feel the Beat in the funeral.
That's awesome.
So that was that was quite a big thing. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, it's like a speechless kind of thing.
Yeah, but I've got quite a lot of funny ones in terms of a bunch of people got speeding tickets because they were listening to my tracks and driving too fast.
That's understandable.
And a lot of people, which I'm not quite sure I And I understand from like traditional wedding point of view, but a lot of people have come out to Sandstorm, like as husband and wife.
Right, yeah, their first,
At least in Finland, it's usually some sort of a slow dance or whatever.
So what's your favorite candy? And if your son, you know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Hold on just a second. My son doesn't eat candy. We're sort of tight about that.
Right.
He doesn't have extra sugar like that. Well, I mean, their birthdays and stuff, but...
Right, of course.
My favorite candy is this. This is an empty bag of it, surprisingly. This is like hot, salty licorice.
Interesting.
It's a hard candy, like, you know, round thing.
Right.
And inside of it is there's sort of this chili-ish powder. And you just basically have it in your mouth, like suckle on it until both of the like ends break, and then you can, you know, suck the powder out, and it's really good.
Is it like super spicy, or is it just kind of like?
It's quite. I mean, it doesn't have a long-lasting burn, but yeah, it's quite spicy. And I've seen an American spit it out.
I'm gonna have to see if we can get this over here.
And disrespect me doing that. So,
well, that's funny.
Yeah, that's very typical for Finland, or actually the Nordic countries, and Netherlands, and also some parts of Canada.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the cold weather. You guys like the spicy candy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million different brands and kinds of that salty licorice. Some of them are more licoricey,
right.
Some of them more, you know, spicy and whatever. So I kind of like them all.
Yeah.